A delicate sledgehammer in the middle of intricacies. This is Tell Someone. First question is from Joe Freddy. Should Tegan delete this for fuck's sake? Well, of course Tegan should delete this for fuck's sake, but she's not online at the moment. And I'm merely I'm merely a moderator. I'm not an admin. And only an admin can delete this for fuck's sake. I mean, we shouldn't have put that poll in anyway if we knew that it was going to be really, really, really bad for our side. I mean, you don't put polls online unless they're going to be good for your side, do you? Tegan! Next question is from the Naked Wombat. Pauline. How many shots does it take for a policy misfire? Of course, you... Look, yes, they sold out tried to sell out Australia's gun legislation to the NRA while drunk. But in their defence, people only do stuff when they're drunk if they really want to do it anyway. They don't do things that they don't want to do while drunk unless they're too drunk to speak. And then that was impossible because they could speak. Because, you know, we saw the tape of them speaking. And they might have been a little bit, you know, but not, you know, like, no. It was just a few shots. That's all. So it takes only a few shots to sell out Australia's gun legislation to the highest bidder, which is pretty darn cheap actually, $20 million, considering how much profit they'd make and how many people would be killed. Next question is from Matt Yabs. Can we spend a moment to shamelessly plug your viewers to share your channel link with all your Facebook friends? I think you're just about ready to take on PewDiePie. I have heard of that one. His name was mentioned somewhere or another, and you know, I could take him on if I knew exactly what he does, apart from all those people who tell me to subscribe to him. So I mean, I gather he might be popular, but you know, then there's T-Series who you know, just sort of leapfrogged him a little. Yeah, we don't mention T-Series or PewDiePie because I don't know what either of them does. Next question is from the NBA Storyteller. Hello. Hi. Kate Van asks, do you believe the rumoured prediction that Barron Trump will be the last president? Oh dear. Look, I mean, he would be the last president if things didn't go all to hell under President Eric, or Don Jr. or Ivanka. I mean, Tiffany will kind of save it for a bit, you know. I mean, only a few states will secede under Tiffany, but it might be a bit too late under Barron. I mean, I don't think it'll last that long. Really. Next question is from Robert Wallace. If you find one of the strings that tilts the world, should you pluck it or discern their gender? Well, of course, I'm not supposed to do that because, you know, we're supposed to determine our own gender these days, and I think I've already determined my gender. Okay, I can't see it anymore at the moment because my tummy gets in the way, but last time I saw it, I was male then, and nothing's really changed in that time. So yeah. So I can determine my gender, but nobody else's, including the strings that tilt the world. So sorry about that. Can't answer that question. Should I expose, asks Canadian Atheists, for the highlights or the shadows? Well, of course, speaking of, like, of photography, which, I mean, this is not the Nikon versus Canon debate, so I can do this quite well. Basically, what you've got to do is you've got to basically do what your heart believes you should do. Well, not your heart, because that's like a lump of throbbing muscle. Try using your brains and your artistic senses, and if you think that we need to see the stuff in the shadows, then you expose for the shadows. And if you don't want the light bits to be flared out, blown out, all that, you expose for the light parts. Next question is from Jonathan Stern. What if Lincoln shot first? Well, of course, if Lincoln shot first, then he'd probably survive, unless, of course, he missed. And because John Wilkes Booth was behind him and Lincoln wasn't carrying a gun at the time, he would have had to go to Major, what's his name, draw his revolver out, point it backwards at Booth, knocking the gun out of his hand while it was pressed to the back of his head, and then whack it, hurting his arm, and then he'd have to backflip him off the balcony and into the stage, which would have at least killed like 3 people who were on the stage or in the audience place or the orchestra pit. So probably wisely not done. I mean, he did die though, but he'd be dead by now anyway, except there was Reconstruction and stuff, so Reconstruction might have been completed, and the South might have been a bit less extreme than it is now, so I don't know. But throwing John Wilkes Booth into the orchestra pit might have been an alternative history that we will never know about, because you know that didn't happen. I mean, Lincoln was kick-ass. He used to split rails and stuff, but yeah, that didn't happen, did it? No. Dog Whistles Sharam asks, is everything connected? Well, yes it is. Yes it is. I've got Bluetooth to my phone, and that's connected up to the internet, which is connected to everything else. But my camera isn't connected. That's running off battery. So not everything is connected. My battery is on the camera is not connected to anything except for the camera, and not to everything else. So everything is not connected, but that's okay. I can download it later, and I will. Not now, because I'm still doing it now, and I've got to complete this because it's getting dark. Plus, of course, this shot, which is like the same shot that I cut a bit out because I just didn't like the answer to the question that I did then, but I'm going to do now instead, with a better answer, probably. Dude, the Great Fierce asks, dude, where did you learn to open a can one-handed, or is there somebody under the camera helping out? Well, It's just a natural thing to me. I open a can with one hand because, the other hand is holding something. The other hand usually holds like a can. So all I have to do is hold the can in the same hand, and I don't have a can with me, but all I have to do is pull it with my finger and it's open. I mean, it's really, really simple. The can engineers really did a good job in can engineering and allowing me to open it with one finger. Well, with one hand, really. Hold and open with the same hand. Brilliant. Thank you, can engineers. Yes. Robert Bow asks the last question for the day. For years, I've been trying to awaken Cthulhu from his slumber in I think the problem is that I've given up on pronouncing the names, so I'm substituting them with Sleepyhead and Betty Pies, respectively. Any advice? Ha! I see what you've done here. You have summoned the spells of slumber. Cthulhu is not coming today or next Tuesday or 5 o'clock Friday the week after next. No, another 7,000 years of Cthulhu, unless you set off the smoke detector in Cthulhu's basement or something. Because if you set off those smoke detectors, Cthulhu is going to think some serious shit is going on because of all the fire and brimstone and stuff. You're not going to, if there's a fire down there, like hot enough to set off the smoke detectors, it really must be something really bad. So, you don't want to. Yeah, you want to set off the smoke detectors because, everybody, you just need a broom. You use a broom and you tap it like that, and then the smoke detector goes off, and then everybody is woken up. I mean, it's not like one of those ones like I've got at home which are so sensitive that, they go off when the toaster's ready. I mean, it's handy to have a toast alarm. But, where Cthulhu is, it's probably going to be a bit more, a bit less sensitive than that. I mean, real hellfire would have to set that off. That's all I'm saying. That's it for Tell Someone for this week. If you would like to ask a question, then ask a question in the question asking place down there below. Or you can answer this dovetail question over here. Yes, it's another dovetail question, which I don't know what it is. There's a plane up there, and it's a good one. I think, I trust that it's a good one. Otherwise, I'm just bullshitting you like usual. Or you can ask a question, of course, or you can do a video question if you can work out how to do that. Or you can mail me a question, via envelope and stuff. If you know where I live, you don't know where I live, except for you, but you can keep a secret. Yeah. I'm dangerously talented and I don't have a cool sign off.